It's always time for deals. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another eShop deals video, where each and every week we go look at some of the best games currently on sale on the Nintendo Switch eShop. And yet again this week, the list will be packed with new games and also returning games, but at brand new lowest ever prices. And just before we actually get into that, I like to give a quick reminder, in case you're new here to the channel, that halfway through the video, I'll be giving away two $5 eShop gift cards. If you want to participate in the giveaway, all you need to do is be subscribed to the channel and drop a comment down below in the video. If you want the full contest rules, they're in the description. Also, by the end, if you're still looking for other great deals, I'll always be linking last week's eShop deals video, as well as the latest under $5 one, because most of those deals are still running today and I just don't repeat them 2 videos in a row. Now with all of that stuff out of the way, let's not waste any more time and jump straight into the video. Just remember, one of the best ways to help support the channel is just to hit that like button. I'm starting off today's list with one that's a little bit special because I even own it physically, and that is Cobra Kai, the Karate Kid Saga Continues, that is at a brand new lowest ever price of 63% off, dropping the price to $14.79 and will be ending pretty soon on June 9th. Now first of all, this is a 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up that is based on the Netflix Cobra Kai series. And the reason I'm saying this is a little bit of a special deal is that this is really one that is directed at fans of that series. Because roughly as a side-scrolling beat-em-up, this one is just middle of the pack, it's nothing really special. And definitely at its full price of $39.99 is never one that I would suggest you pick up at that price. However, if you're fans of the series, this is one you can actually have a little bit of fun with. I actually played it with my kids that are crazy about that series, and they had tons of fun playing as the characters that they could recognize in the show. And although I would really love to see this one at under $10, if you're a huge fan of the show, at $14.79, it can still be a worthwhile pickup. Because as I said, as a beat 'em up, it's nothing revolutionary, but it does a pretty good job of bringing the series to life. Now our next great deal for today is going to be on Xeno Crisis, that is now back to 50% off, dropping its price to $9.99, and once again will be running till June 9th. Now this game is a retro-inspired, top-down arena-based shooter. And when I say it is retro-inspired, it is heavily retro-inspired. When they released the game, they actually made a Mega Drive version of it. Now just as in standard retro fashion, there are 2 difficulty modes here, but even at its easiest difficulty mode, this is still going to be a relatively challenging game. Now if you grew up in the era of these type of games, or if you're just a fan of the retro-inspired ones, this is definitely one you're going to want to take a long hard look at. This is also a game that can be played in solo or in co-op mode, and if you want my personal opinion, the best way to be playing this one is with a friend. Finally, to wrap up this great retro package, there's also an awesome chiptune music soundtrack to this one that really fits in with the gameplay. Overall, at $9.99, this one is another great pickup. Now, our next game for today is a brand new one to the series and also just released on the console, and that is Remote Life, that is now 20% off, dropping its price to $15.19 and will be running till June 17th. Now first of all, although this might look like a standard side-scrolling shooter, it's actually much more akin to a twin-stick shooter. Because although the levels are side-scrolling, in this one you control the ship with your left joystick and you control the direction of your firing with the right joystick. And if we're talking about difficulty levels, this one is incredibly difficult. I've actually had the game now for a couple of weeks, and the only reason a review hasn't come out yet is because I haven't actually managed to finish it. So before picking up this one, make sure you're a hardcore fan of the side-scrolling shooter or twin-stick shooter genre. But if you are into that extreme challenge level, then you will be very satisfied by this game. Not only that, but visually with its horror-based themes, it is actually quite a feast for the eyes. Now, overall, this is a fusion of 2 genres that we rarely see, but you know what? It actually works pretty well here. Overall, as I pointed to earlier, this is going to be a great pickup for die-hard fanatics of this genre. So right now, most of the Cotton games on the Nintendo Switch are at a brand new lowest ever price. However, today I really want to focus on Cotton 100% and Cotton Panorama that are both now 40% off, dropping the price to $8.99 and will be running till June 16th. Now, first of all, I did review Cotton 100% on the channel and I'll be linking that review down below. I also had received Cotton Panorama as a review copy, however, due to some technical issues with the game that are now cleared up, I never got around to reviewing it. Now, Cotton 100% is the port of the SNES version of Cotton that was a side-scrolling Q-'em-up, while Cotton Panorama was rather a Mega Drive version of the game that was done in a Space Harrier type of gameplay. Now, when these games originally released, I did have quite a bit of fun playing them, however, I just didn't think they fit in with the whole $15 price point, and I'd wondered why they didn't make a double pack of these games. And today, that's pretty much what we're getting. Right now, with both games at 40% off, it's almost as if you can get both for the price that they were originally released. And at this point, if you've already played all the other Cotton games and you'd like to pick these up, well, I do find it makes sense for the experience they deliver. As a side note, I do want to mention that Cotton Reboot will be in the Sizzle reel. And if you've never played a Cotton game before, although it's more expensive, that will probably be your best entry point. But for everyone else looking to round off their Cotton collection, right now at $8.99 a piece, these are very good pickups. Now it's time to take a quick break and announce today's winners of the $5 eShop gift cards. And our first winner for today is going to be Landmine, who said, "This month's deals are awesome." And I think you're right, Landmine, we're getting into what would have normally been E3 season, so I really think the developers are kicking it up a notch. And our second winner for today is going to be Daniel Rojas, who said, "Super Epic looks to be a good game. Thanks, bro." And I would totally agree with you, Daniel. As soon as Super Epic hits close to that $2 mark, it becomes an amazing pickup for anyone looking for a Metroidvania. Now, all both of you need to do to claim your $5 eShop gift cards is reach out to me in my pinned comment down below. So now if we jump straight back into our deals, we have a whole series that is on sale. That is the Shantae Series. Some of the entries we've already covered in the under $5 list. Today we're going to be looking at some of the others. Among them, one is at a brand new lowest ever price. That is Shantae and the 7 Sirens. That is now 40% off, dropping the price to $17.99 and will be all running till June 17th. Now for the most part, the Shantae games are 2D action Metroidvanias, where you play as a half-genie heroine, where once again in most of the games has the ability to change shapes. Now personally, my favorite of the whole series is Pirate's Curse, that is actually right now only $9.99. However, 7 Sirens would come in at a very close second, with Half-Genie Hero in third place. But overall, I've got to tell you, any one of the Shantae games are going to be amazing pickups. They pretty much all feature great level designs and really games that put great gameplay at the forefront. I mean, even the $5 entries, although they're more dated, are just amazing examples of some of the best games of each one of their individual consoles. And on a personal note, I enjoyed this series so much, I picked up a physical version of each one of these games. So right now, at between 40 to 50% off, these are really some great pickups. Now, our next great game is another one at a brand new lowest ever price, and that is Smelter. That is now 40% off, dropping it to $11.99, will be running till June 10th, and on top of it, this is my pick of the week. Now, this is actually a game I had pretty high on my list of top 10 underrated games of 2021. Because unfortunately, upon release, it sort of flew under the radar of a lot of reviewers, myself included. But ultimately, this game is a great reimagining of the original formula from the ActRaiser series, where it mixes in levels of 2D side-scrolling action with city building and RTS gameplay. Now, the one only warning I'm going to give here is that to truly enjoy this game fully, you really have to be a fan of both genres. Because if you're solely a fan of action platformers, then the RTS stages are just going to feel like a hassle. However, if you are a fan of both, this game really marries them in a beautiful way. Personally, however, I did find that the action stages ended up being the highlight due to their boss fights, but I still really enjoyed the gameplay of both. And overall, this is a game that I would be happy to pay full price for, so today at 40% off for $11.99, it truly is an amazing pickup. Now, our next game for today is going to be Clan O'Connell and the Crown of the Stag. That is one that actually just released last week and is already 30% off, dropping its price to $5.24, and the deal will be running till June 10th. Now, this game is a 2D action-adventure game that will have you swapping between 3 different playable characters. And I know that sometimes a game getting a discount immediately upon release can be a bad sign, but in this case, trust me, it is not. And I would even argue that the $7.49 price point was already a steal of a deal. It has a great art style that looks like it was almost hand-drawn, and a great soundtrack that really fits the overall Celtic theme. I also really like that since these three characters are actually siblings, if any which one of them unfortunately perishes, you have to actually restart that part of the level. For me, it really sells the idea that either the whole family makes it through or no one makes it through. Overall, if you played games like Trine or The Lost Vikings and you really enjoyed them, then Clan O'Connell should be a definite pickup for you, especially at only $5.24. Now next on today's list, we have the whole Resident Evil series that is on sale, but not only that, they're at brand new lowest ever prices for all the main entries in the series, and that is 50% off, dropping it to $9.99 and running till June 17th. Now as I say regularly, I think the series needs little to no introduction, but it pretty much introduced us to the whole horror survival genre. Now normally when I talk about this series, I say that the Revelation games at $7.99 a piece are the definite best pickups. However, today at these brand new low prices, I would say that the must-haves are definitely the remake of the original Resident Evil and Resident Evil 4. Followed close behind by Resident Evil 0, and then if you really want a more action-focused gameplay, 5 and 6. But once again, just as in the Shantae series, you really can't go wrong here, and most of these games were genre-defining. Not only that, but even if you've played them before, to have them in a handheld format at only $10 a piece, it's a great time to be picking them up. Once again, another set of crazy deals for this week. So now it's time for this week's Sizzle Reel of Deals, and this is one you don't want to miss, with a lot of games at brand new lowest ever prices. that was pretty much it for our list of great eShop deals for this week. Now I want to hear from all of you. Let me know what games you're picking up in the comments down below. Also, just before we go, I have to give a huge shout out to my channel supporters. Their monthly support is really appreciated here at the channel, and if you want, you can check out all their names on the end screen of the video. And don't forget on the way out that if you did like the content, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and click on the notification bell so you know when all my future content comes out. And as usual, I hope I'll see you in my next video.